rise. Shall we rise for the oath, please?
Yeah. I, Paul Sherman, do swear that the testimony that I'm about to give to TRC of Liberia is the whole truth. It's nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Welcome to the TRC public hearings, and thank you for your patience and for taking time off your busy schedule to come and share your experience with the Liberian people during the war. The commission is seated, fully to listen to you. I will do a very brief introduction so that you get to know who the commissioners are, following which then you can narrate your experience. At the extreme of my left is Commissioner Per Brown Bull, sitting at the end on my left. Next to her is John Stewart. Next to him is Commissioner Massa Washington. Next to her is Gerald Coleman. I am Jerome Fuedia. Next to me is Commissioner Dede Dolope. Next to her is Bishop Arthur Kula. Next to him is Sheikh Kafuma Kone. And at the end is Commissioner Umu Sila. Welcome. This is your opportunity. If you care, you can stand or remain seated. I will ask you to kindly repeat your name again.
My name is Paul Sherman.
Paul Sherman.
Yes.
You live in Monrovia?
Yes, presently I live in Monrovia.
Are you employed?
No.
Self-employed?
No.
Nothing?
Yes.
Okay. You can remember your date of birth?
Yes.
Tell us, please.
I was born on May 1st, 1972.
Is it possible to be a little louder?
Okay. I was born May 1st, 1972 in Grand Cape Mon County.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. What I'm about to talk here or say here is a life experience during the Civil War. And this happened or took place during the time when ECOMOG came to Liberia. Anyway, my mother is a Ghanaian. While was in Royal Sport. Her order came from the head of the rebel, the defunct MPFL, which is Charles Taylor. Other is men whom some of them are new by the name C.O. Meyer, Oliver Vanney, C.O. Cotter, one male one also. It was a time somewhere in August, when Chancellor ordered them to arrest the various nationalities, most especially those that contributed to the ECOMOG or ECOWAS at that time. And the order was mandated, took us from Rasport, carried us all the way to Bomi County, Tobmerberg. Then they summoned us to the city house, and later he took us to the magisterial court. But there was a lot of people of different nationalities among us. Some were Nigerian, Gambian, Sierra Leoneans, and Ghanaians also. They took the Ghanaians from Sales and carried them to magistrate court. And there were among us some already Liberian naturalized who were seeking for our release. They worked out at the modality, but there was no way until at last the late President Doe was captured. During that incident, people went there and explained at least the president or the man whom they came for is already being captured. Why can't you people release the hostages as you people commanded? But some of them didn't listen. Most especially Oliver Vani, CEO Mayor and others, they said that you people have to be here until we get the final order from Charles Taylor. But time came, they turned their back against us. Not even listening to our petition anymore. And while we were there, some people was disappearing. So, as a man, God has already given us an eye, ear, foot, everything. We begin to take our lead back to our spot. On our way going, there was a man on the highway, said checkpoint on the highway, collected us again, asking us, who released people? We explain everything to them. And the man whom you people came from is already been captured. And we asked for our release yesterday. You people turned your back against us. So why else again should you people still keep us here? Some of us are dying by starvation. Some of us are dying by cholera outbreak. The other fellow said, notwithstanding, we have to seek for an order from the high commander before releasing people, if at all you people are to leave from here. We put our lay resources together and we donated roughly about $21 to $23 liberty at that time. Give it to them. So okay, you people can leave from here and make your way through to Rawasport. We start taking the food leave until some of us was unfortunately reached to Clay. For me, I slept at Clay Mission, the Catholic Mission. The next morning, we take our lead, pass by the Clay checkpoint, turn on your right, leading to Bar. When we reach to Bar, there was a certain commander who was there by the name of Barre. This Barre re-arrested us and kept us in a small narrow areas where every now and then people fainting, going off and dying. We were there. We spent roughly about 1 or 2 months at Bar. Unfortunately, Chancellor gave an order to them that anytime any soldier of MPFL having to be shot dead, they should command any of the citizens of the equal state, 3 or 4 or 5, let's say 10 of them should be killed on the same spot. And this begin to take place. One night, they came and collected 20 of those men and carried them to Godfrey Plantation, saying that we are carrying these people to the plantation to go and work. Since they carried them, they never returned. And God so faced it, one night, there was heavy downpour of rain, where even when you knock anything, nobody cannot hear that sound. So some of the people decided to break the door. Others said, no, if we're having to break the door and people are having to see us, they will kill everybody. So one of them managed to burst the ceiling and pass through the zinc and make way for us. At that night, it was somewhere around 3 to 4, we start jumping, passing through the roof of the horse, jumping overboard. Anywhere you dash, that's it. And anywhere you see to show up your head is it. You go. So all of a sudden, I fought among about 30 men. Just enter Gotri plantation, walking on moon path. While walking, come across the Lofa River. Certain place there's no Roma, we have to jump in the water and get it on our side. We lead doing it until we're about to reach to the sea and the river, the entry. So one of the soldiers saw us and re-arrested us again. At that time, where they put us down and they tabby us from there. Bring us back to Bar. Coming to Bar, we pass to the mission. When we pass to the mission, who will go below ways? CEO Mayo. CEO Mayo start interrogating us. He even want to kill some of us. Whether I shot. Oh, CEO Mayo. So who among the group and call him my name? I say, I don't want Paul. So who are you? I say, I'm Paul Sherman. From where? I say, from Grand Cape Mount County. And what your reason of you being here? I say, I'm a student. I'm also Liberian, but unfortunately, my mother is a Ghanaian. And what they took me among the group and bring me all the way on this side here. With all what I experienced, they couldn't believe me and they add me among the group. It's okay. I, in particular, am coming to take you people to Bomi County. They will be there until we can finalize your living. It's okay, no problem. You want to check for a vehicle, there was no car, battery. Also, there was no gas in the car. Say, oh God, thank you. That there's no gas, no battery. So he ordered the soldier to take us back to Bar. While we're going, so just start beating, torturing us here and there until we reach to Bar. When we reach to Bar, Ray got up. So, oh, these are my prisoners. At last, I receive people back. And now, nobody will escape. In fact, sir, Chancellor has already given me the order that I should kill any one of you. But I'm not going to use a single bullet. I'm only going to use my cutlass and chop everybody's head. And at that time, we were still in Tabe. Where they order a small soldier and others to start beating us while we stay in Tabe. So when he carried us right to the market, where they have the gutter is, and water was already settled there. He ordered me to eat the malt and eat raw cassava leaf as a goat. And I did that because I want to survive. Sent us back in a small narrow area. By us there was in Tabe for almost 3 days, 3 nights. Whilst we were in Tabe, a soldier came and just fire among us. Lay 3 people dead. They begin to shout. Even one person was wounded. Took the other person out and said, we're carrying him to Gotri for treatment. He carried him, never returned again. He was inside there. The place was too heated in the night. So one day I just called, the place was too heated, no breeze, nothing. So I called for pee-pee, somebody pee-pee, so that I can drink in order for me to survive that night. I took the guy pee-pee, and I drank the pee-pee. I couldn't make it. I have to pee-pee myself and drink it. And the only way I could survive. But at that time, people were calling my name here and there. So one of the soldiers came, calling, Paul, who is Paul? I'm on the group every day and night. Just calling his name here and there. I told those people, nobody should come out and even say that, oh, Paul, this Paul they are looking for is inside here. So I tell anybody, or else we all will die right here. So nobody can utter a word. Make him back. Why is this poor man I'm not calling and he can't even show up? I'm here to save him. His mother has given me a lot of money for me to come and save him. I know it. He come back again with the same statement. Whether I show myself up. I say, here am I. So okay. Your mother has given me a huge sum of money for me to come and release you. Because we have found out that you are not a Ghanaian. You are a born Liberian. Just by that. Your mother is a Ghanaian. That's it. And that time, this guy who I'm talking about, they call him Dawda, he's the joint security commander at that bar. I told him there's no water, nothing. We are dying. So please, can you help us with even a bucket of water? He said, okay, don't worry, just wait for me. And I'm telling you, you should always be under cover and concealment. You shouldn't allow nobody to see you. Because if they happen to see you, you finish. At that time, my hand was intervened, and all my hands was just like this. I can't even raise them down. My back, everything was beating so all my body. If I could remember one time, the same Barre sent some soldier men there inside there, start jugging us with nerve. One of them stuck my shoulder on the side here. That beat me. Couldn't mind, because we were still under hostage. We were still waiting for God's release. At last, this guy came with a bucket of water. I shared with those boys everything. Everybody gets something to drink. And later on, a block can come on for us. I share with them. Everybody gets something to eat. Small. But later on, some guys came from, I don't know where it is. They said that they came from on the front line. They corrected 7 persons right on the same spot. They killed everybody. Then they came in, picked among us, including me. Say, you pick out the body and carry them us. I said, what? Sure. I think you want to kill me one for all, you can kill me. Look at me. My hands are all tied up. I can't even loosen them. Then he tell me that I'm going to lay for a dead body. And I never knew that human being, when you drop, it can be more than rock. Rocks, they cannot be heavier than that. So we can't make it. If people can help us with a wheelbarrow, then no problem. Then they go bring some kind of wheelbarrow for us. Maybe maneuver to put the first body inside. We will not take the body from here down to the church. Then we'll drop them there. And I see areas sometimes we can ask for excuse to go outside and go eat ourselves. Then we'll drop the body, everything on that side. The other man about to fire, I shout, see you, the other man want to fire me. Then the CEO shout, as you were soldier. And the same fellow who they call Dawda came, say, Paul, you have only a few time to be here. And say, anytime anybody want to harm you, just shout and call my name. And nobody can take your life here. I want to say, please, try by all means and take me out of this group. Because anytime from now, any of them have to come and see my condition, they don't want to take my life away. So please try by all means and take me from this side. Say, wait small. You should still be concealing yourself. Saturday, Sunday, afternoon, by 2 to 3, then a guy came from Rawasport by the name of Stephen. Another guy by the name of Kamara. Kamara was a Gizi guy also. And then Stephen here is a Gyo guy. Stephen came. He asked for me to bring my ID card, everything. Show it to the commander. He said, yes, I got all of this. And his mother has already given me some money for us to take him away. So when you are here, I'll give you the maximum so that you can take this man away. But the mayor mandated me that when we're ready to leave, if I did not work fast, and any of them happened to see me and fire me, when he goes home, he will tell my mother that he was bringing me, but based upon my own negligence, that's why they fire me. I said, hey God, how am I going to make it? For my hands, my body, everything is wear up. I was totally sorry up. I can't even make it. Even the trouser that they bring for me, I couldn't even wear it. But my foot cannot even enter. I told him if he can bring any of the oversized trousers whatsoever for me, I can wear it so that I can move it, because I was looking too bad off. And any of them having to see me when they came in. So he brought an overhaul. He said, Paul, I'll dress you like a soldier. And you should move like a soldier. I said, how come? I'm not a soldier. But how will I move like a soldier? I said, hey God, if it is your will that our Paul who's sitting down here to survive and to live and tell a story tomorrow, then let your will be done. And at that time, they have already killed my two brothers with me. Killed my uncle and the cousin, and also a friend of mine. They even go far off, they tie 7 people and lead them to the bridge, tie them up and throw them overboard while they are alive. When the man came, took me, we crossed the bridge. Going, we saw barrier coming, made me to dodge, fall in the bush. That night, after finish talking 1 or 2 things, they let him go, came ahead of me and called, Paul! Say yes. Say, come on, they are gone. I came on. You rather want to give me the gun? I said, no, don't give me no gun. I don't know nothing about arm. You can rather give me your key bag, and I will throw it. I'm a soldier. That maneuver, put the bag right on my shoulder, pass my other hand inside, start moving. By the grace of God, we will manage to reach to Rasport. How we're going, there was a checkpoint right to Rasport, the water and sewage area. But I told him I can't make it. And I know that area is a death squad area. They having to see me. I don't think I will make it. They will kill me. So let me be to Tuso, and you go to Rasport, Fantita, and go and tell my mother, let us send Kino. I think we can pass under the water. It will be more preferable than to take the Roma just for that short area. And so we move from that area. That means we're in Rasport already. He agreed, left me at Tuso, and went to Fantita and collected a vessel. By 6 o'clock he was there. Picked me up and put in a vessel, carried me to Fantita, took me from Fantita, sent me to Solima, carried me all the way to Zimi, there where I received my treatment. Where I received my treatment, leave from there, I went all the way to Freetown Sese, there where there was a ship, took us from there, carried us in Ghana. And time came, I decided to come back to my motherland. So I decided. How come I left? I came. But today I thank God that I'm alive and TRC is present today to share our experience during the war. Because there are a lot of things that people committed during the war. There are a lot of crimes that people committed during the war. So I'm here. Even though those those people are taking my people away, my uncle, my brother, and my cousin. I cannot say that they should bring those people life back or whatsoever. But I'm here to share my experience. To those who never experienced such, people are going around saying that TRC is here to open all wounds. It's not for that. TRC is here for us who experience the brutal, severe beating and killing, so that every one of us come up and speak on their mind. This is a matter of speaking on mind. This is not a matter of opening all wounds. So I would like to conclude here.
Thank you very much. And sharing our experiences and not necessarily digging up old wounds. So I want to thank you for coming. And we sympathize with you for the loss of your relatives and the suffering you went through just because you had a Ghanaian relation or your mother was a Ghanaian. All of that violates the constitution and laws of Liberia. It violates international laws. And the fact that you could come and take your time to let us know what was happening in that part of Liberia at that time is a contribution that is useful to the kind of work that we are doing. So we want to tell you very, very thank you. And my colleagues, the commissioner, will ask you one or two questions.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Bull.
Mr. Chairman, in furtherance of what the chairman said, I would just like for you to please give me the names of your brother and cousin that were killed that you never saw.
My brother, JB.
Could you spell it?
JB Williams.
Yes.
And Dennis Williams. My uncle, Kobina Ando.
Will you repeat that, please?
Kobina Ando. Ando, A-N-G-O-H.
Do you know which group of people took them?
It was before MPFL.
NPFL?
MPFL, yeah, before MPFL.
Can you remember the year?
It was 1990, August.
Was that in Kitman?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Throwing light on things that happened that in some instances we only heard of. And you have thrown a lot of light on the kind of suffering Ghanaians, Nigerians, other nationalities, especially from ECOWAS, that they experienced during our civil war. I join the rest of my colleagues in extending our sympathy to you for the death of your brothers, your uncle, and other friends, relatives, and other compatriots who you probably do not bear any relationship to. My question is, I'll just ask you to think back a little bit and recall who were the top commanders of the MPFL in the area at the time?
At that time, I cannot recall those people, the main commander, but there are a lot. This one will come and say that he's the chief. But what I am aware of is CEO Oliver Vani. CEO Oliver Vani, commander, I'm suspect.
You also mentioned that after you left Cape Mount, you went into Sierra Leone, to Suleiman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also asking you to think back. To the best of your recollection, were there Liberian refugees at Suleiman?
Yes, there was a Liberian refugees at Suleiman, but most of them was based at Zimi. Zimi was the main camp for the refugees, but some were at Suleiman. Few of them.
So, were you in that area of Sierra Leone when the MPFL attacked Sierra Leone?
At that time, I was born. I was born at that time, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming and sharing your story with us. We know a lot of people who have been hurt for many reasons will delay or hesitate in telling such, a painful story or recounting their ordeal. So we are grateful that you have embraced the TRC process and you think it's the best way forward for Liberians, especially victims like you, to have a voice. I have just perhaps one or two questions for you. You mentioned that your group was in Bomi County around the Clay Bar area where they had you all captive and they were executing people and doing other things, stabbing and what have you. My question here is, do you know or were you a part of the group of West African nationals, including Ghanaians and Sierra Leoneans and Nigerians, who were detained at one point in Tottenburg? Some of them were at the administrative building and some others were at the different compounds. They were detained and similar ordeal that you expressed also happened to them. Do you know about that group or were you a part of that group as well?
I was a part of that group.
You was a part of that
yes.
group. So what you're trying to say is that from your experience and what you saw, it was not just one place that they were rounding up West African nationals. It happened in Cape Mount County, it happened in Bomi County as well.
Yeah, it happened. They took us from Cape Mount and sent us to Bomi. But not only Cape Mount alone.
Okay.
This took place in Marshall. Also in Buchanan City, where they took some people and carried them to Flamingo. But those that they carried on us, I can't tell them. But what I learned of in Marshall, there was no survivor. Likewise in Cape Mount. In Raspo, they took, I think, roughly about 1,000 group or 1,000 human beings to Bomi. But I assure you, those that survived cannot even reach 75 persons.
Okay. And the reason I asked the question is because some of us also in our research and working with our teams also came across information that West African that tend to authenticate your version of what happened with West African nationals who were here. Now, besides the group that was taken from Cape Mount County, could you be able to estimate maybe the number of West African nationals who also suffered or who were also killed from Bomi County?
For Bomi County, I estimate about 1,000 human. 1,000 persons, but only, as I stated, 75 persons only survived at that time.
Okay, now the survivors like yourself, do you see some of them? Do you guys share experiences sometimes? Would it be easy to find more survivors like you?
Oh yes, yes. There are some here.
Okay. I know you stated that you heard some of the soldiers, or some of it, if any one of the soldiers died, several West African nationals will be killed.
Exactly.
Did you at any time hear any other thing or any other reason why, besides that one reason that they were ill-treating you all and killing people?
The main point is this. They said, according to their head chancellor, that these people who contributed troops to the ECOWAS state, they are here to fight or kill their people. So for that reason, any of their people is killed, they have to kill 5 of any of the nationality. Most especially the Ghanaians at that time.
Okay. What happened with the women and children? Did you have women and children in your midst? What happened to them?
I can record there was one little boy by the age 5 to 6. Let's say 5 to 6 was among us. But besides that, there was no women. But the women were left behind.
What happened to the little boy?
He too received a severe torture. Even his wrist got broken by one of the soldiers.
Do you know if he survived it? Is he alive?
He survived. But he's not in Liberia now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was from which country?
From Ghana.
Okay, so he went back home. His family took him.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That you could come out and share your experience with us, because the work of TRC can only fully reach its goal as more people come out and share the truth, to let us understand the depth and level of activities that took place during this time. Your testimony has added a new dimension, that even to the extent of people coming as peacekeepers to this country, there was retaliation against their innocent citizens. So that point is really appreciated that you could share with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I want to join my friends again to say no more to you and all the things that happened to you. We are very, very sorry about what happened. There were quite a number of Ghanaians along the coast besides your group. Do you know of any other group that were captured by the fighting the rebels or MPFL? Do you know of any other groups?
No.
No other groups?
Yeah.
There were some in Cape Mount, there were some in other villages along the coast, all the way coming to Monrovia. There was no message from any of you.
What I know of is Marshall, those that live at Marshall and Bicano. Because we got to inform that those that are in Bicano have been arrested also. But those that are in Marshall, from that very day when Chancellor released the order, we're having to survive, then by God's mercy, they massacre everybody at Marshall. Even one of the person, he was buried alive right in Marshall. That's what I learned after.
The soldiers who did this, all the atrocities, thank God you were able to survive. If you see some of them today, will you identify them?
Yes, I will.
Have you seen some of them in Monrovia?
Doing
or around the country?
Ray in Monrovia, doing terror regime. CEO Maya, he was working at Red to defend to Benson Street, where he was. CEO Myers.
And he stay in Monrovia?
I think so, he stayed in Monrovia. No, one time I came across in Red to the
There's another name you call Barre. Barre. Does he have another name or just that's a name you know?
This Barre I'm talking about is now deceased now.
Is that what?
He's dead.
He's dead. Oh,
yes.
He's died. All right. But there was another name. Even if he's dead, was there another name?
I wouldn't know him by the name Barre.
Name.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for coming to the commission and explaining your story.
Thank you.
Your testimony have confirmed what happened to the West African brothers because of their intervention in Liberia. You mentioned 3 general names: C.O. Myers, Vani, One Man One, and Barry.
Koto.
And Koto. Now, besides C.O. Myers that you saw to defense, and Vani, who you said is dead, have you been able to see any of them lately?
No. I haven't seen none of them yet, apart from C.O. Myers. No, I haven't laid out on them.
But it seems as if in your testimony that you knew C.O. Myers well.
Yes, I knew him very well because he used to come to us every now and then to come at least share with us how we are going to be released.
But your interaction with C.O. Myers only started after the arrest?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Witness, thank you very much. Just one last question.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one last question for you. Considering the horrible experience that our West African brothers and experienced at the hands of rebel fighters at the time, and considering yourself, you see yourself as both a part of that community because your mother is Ghanaian and also you're Liberian, your father is a Liberian. How, if you were to speak for that community now, what would you say is the impression of that community, or how does that community feel now? What can we say about that community now? How do they feel about all this that has happened?
Even though it has happened, yes, it has happened, and the community knows very well that what has already taken place cannot be recalled back, or the loose people cannot, their life cannot come back again, even though they are hot. But what I want for the TRC to do is to at least reach to the various ECOWAS states, please, to sympathize with them. But for me, I have no problem with any other person. I totally forgive all those who committed the heinous atrocity. But I know deep down in my heart that my fellow or the others, they will also forgive those people.
Okay, one last question. How do you think then that your community can fully benefit or assist us in this national reconciliation process that we are trying to undertake now?
Well, I feel that some of them have to come up at least to share their experience with TRC. I think that can bring peace also. Because I think some of them have that in mind. Because they can, some of them, I know some of them can see some of those perpetrators. But in so doing, they have to come up and express their mind. And also the perpetrators have to come up and say, oh, we did this to so people, but we will honor do it.
Sorry, I keep asking. I think it's just very important to understand how our other brothers and sisters who live with us, how this problem has affected them and how they feel. Hopefully this is my last question to you. How do you think, or how does your community feel about the issue of security? Are you beginning to feel safe again? Do you think it's easier and it's more acceptable or more comfortable living with Liberians again, like one people? How do they feel about the issue of their security?
Oh, for their security, they feel much better. They feel more better because there's no more war fighting in Liberia now. And moreover too, we have a legitimate government in power. And also we have Omil around. And if even Omil having to leave from here, their security is still secure. The Amasa who is sitting down here, I know that you cannot take my life. If you not take my life during the war, at this time where there is peace, you cannot make it. And I know that my security is in God's hand. Likewise, every one of them.
Thank you.
Just one little question. How did you get to know that Charles issued those orders to kill West Africans?
Well, it was through their commanders. Their commander came on and said that this order was mandated by Charles Taylor, so they have to execute that order.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And all commissioners have said thanks for your courage to come and speak to your experience. What you have done is on behalf of your dead relatives and friends who have gone. You've spoken on behalf of our West African community that lives here. And you've, like Reverend Coleman said, you have shed light and taken our investigation to a different level in terms of how West African nationals in our country were victimized. So I want to thank you for coming and assisting us with our work. Is there anything lastly you want to say to us before you leave?
What I have to tell the Liberian people is this. We should keep telling people about this war. How war is not good. War is only meant by destruction, life, property, and even infrastructure basis. Because people didn't know, even the youth are coming up, they did not know how it takes. So I call it upon every one of them, at least, to come up, those who were severely murdered or tortured during the war, they should come up and speak on their mind. Also, to the perpetrators, they should come up. They shouldn't wait until their name are called upon. They should take upon themselves and come up and explain what they did yesterday, so that their inner mind can be set free. I know some of them are working all around here. They are not pleased because they know very well that they did something to somebody for which they haven't come up and say, oh, sorry. So I'm calling everybody to come to TRC and share their experience with the various people, whether you're Liberian or you are not Liberian. Let a culture of impunity should never ever exist. I thank you.